Could be B or A as they start to lead towards the former. We are going to see the bomb still in T-spawn, however, and we've got KSCERATO challenging middle.
Fallen has a smoke and a molly here, right? He could throw a late red smoke from here. That looks like towards Donut, yeah. But he's called that off. So this was a reactionary-looking pistol. When they take space like this and now Fallen moving across the map, they've got territory that maybe they weren't expecting to get so freely. So now they can pivot with this util. It's going to be a pillar molly. That's going to help them take stage to a cave here.
Ooh, In's close with the Julies. Reactive util, flash towards ramp there, clears that out and still tucks his way on site. Sicko eyes towards cave and is just waiting for the bus to come through. Ooh, long smoke. That makes his job harder. Now In's going to be isolated on site, but he has this one flash to try to make things happen. And he's going to start to do that with the Julies. Only one found, but it's answered instantly by Fallen. Sicko not going to be able to find too much, and Fallen gets that plant. So first job's done.
Bit of an issue now. It's a decent plan of 4 and 4. This certainly favors FURIA. In terms of retake utility, we don't have much, Chad.
Yeah, we got the kit, though.
We do have a kit.
Yeah, they just got to hit those shots. Fallen in a rough position, but has a lot of cover here behind the pillar, swinging. He's going to fall, and it's a good-looking retake so far. 3-for-1 trade. It's up to KSCERATO, who popped off yesterday to try to make it happen. And he's going to be popping some skulls. That's a little bit worrying. Ali, he's got the kick, but he's not going to be able to wrangle it. Liaz going, trying to get there before the reload, but KSCERATO coming through with a huge clutch to kick things off for FURIA.
Yeah, made him look silly on the pistol, huh?
A dagger into the heart of Australia there. It was looking so good. We said it was a difficult retake. If anything, though, they had the upper hand. It was with 3 versus 2. The defuse was coming in, but just couldn't find the footing there. Time was too low. The spin around, Chad, is an old classic. Up the DPI, starts spinning on the spot, hope for the best. Doesn't work out, and KSCERATO manages to win a very important pistol round. But the force buy is
util if that's the case. One's probably enough. And I think it was enough, right? The fact they lost the 1 on 3, they just needed to put... They had time as well.
It happens, so maybe they can bounce back. A double kill in towards middle.
Nice.
This is Australian.
Yeah, that's much more like it. And now that's going to force FURIA in towards the B bomb site here, trying to get their skates on, get that bomb planted, and see if they can find a couple of kills here. Chelo with the best opportunity to do so. The Mac-10 not doing quite enough damage, though. Gets information at least one player is there, and the bomb's coming in all the way through T-spawn, and they are losing numbers thick and fast as Grayhound start to strike, coming in together, surrounding their opponents here. There's now just one player remaining. Fallen, the in-game leader, with 4 points of health, doing everything he can, but it won't be enough. And it will be Grayhound bouncing back with the force buy victory. 3 players survive.
He's so loud. I don't know how he keeps his voice like that, but that's just typical Australian, right? You know, buy up in the second round, win with the pistols, rather than doing it easy in the 3v1 on the actual pistol round, huh?
It's a nice approach here, though, because one of the factors here is there's a CT smoke out of cave, so they're not so worried about players crossing up lane. They can keep their attention focused to them waterfalling out of mid here. It is pretty chaotic, right? You see Fallen, they're just trying to scramble away at the end.
It's super interesting to me. They're committing so hard towards middle at the 1:30 mark, right? Like before they baited out any utility. We're back into the action straight away. That mid area is getting a lot of attention. The Tech 9s ripping through the cave, but it will be the man advantage maintained for Grayhound here. Up against a full investment from FURIA. They'll be focusing towards the cave once again. In standing tall, though, Galil doing a lot of damage. And one player remains. It is going to be Fallen left in another 1 versus 3.
Where to from here? He's not too worried about the Galil, still with the dig in hand. Looking for that one-tap potential onto the CT. Sicko must have just barely spotted him there, and that's that one-tap we're talking about. 1 dig coming through, and a big plant on B. That's going to be great for the long term, but he still has 2 more to get past here. Spacing is looking good between the hounds. Liaz jumping out. Ali wants to trade here. M4 going to find him around the corner.
You've got to say, Chad,
we'll lock it down.
Everyone thinks that Fallen is done. They go, this year, that this team will be done. He always seems to have these performances, have these moments that still surprise you, right?
I think this is the thing, right? I was talking to Fallen on the lobby stuff, and there was the sentiment of he's not going to say that he'd be quitting anytime soon, right? Like he said that once, and then now it's kind of turned out he's in the flagship Brazilian team now to lead them back to glory.
I know they lost to Navi over a game as A, right? In the first round, they got knocked out. But like, he was keeping up with Simple, at times looking better than him.
He has had these moments, right? And then we talk about Snappy a lot, Carrigan in the mix as well. All these guys can have maps. And I think some of the things that we don't maybe highlight as much as when we're casting as we should, or when people look at the stats, is you know, certain areas on certain maps, if players are rotating in all the time or they're not coming to your site on the CT side, you're going to be trying to find harder types of kills throughout the game, right? So, you know, players can have these pop-up performances. They can be feeling it. A guy like Fallen, though, finds himself in the thick of things. When he's playing well, it tends to lead to him calling better, right?
Absolutely,
you find that a lot with your in-game leaders when they're finding it. But because an AWP in-game leader, it's even more important. That's why I think for the Cadians, right, the James, the Fallens, if they're all having impact and they're calling the game not only around themselves, but as the pieces are moving, life can be really easy.
Well, they were thinking about this one in that timeout. You can see 4 smokes picked up. 1 hero AK in the hands of Chelo.
Which is becoming very meta these days.
Isn't
Pretty
it?
much
Yeah.
every team is running this approach. You're trying to get the most out of this round, so it's not just a complete gimme. At least try and get the bomb down, a couple of kills. Means one of your players might be at a Mach 10, but that's certainly serviceable. As you see, them trying to bait out some utility towards middle, suggesting they'll be heading through. But it's Chelo towards the cave. Should have been his kill. Doesn't quite convert it.
Might have picked that strat off of the spawns too, which could be interesting to look at.
Look at all the smokes that have been used by FURIA. There's 4 smokes the FURIA used already to open this round, right? They were all littered across mid. So in terms of endings, they didn't get themselves any space, right? Sure, you have B lane. You don't fully have mid that could be taken back at any point here. So they have B lane to go for a B execute. Liaz quite aggressive, so you know it's not going to be A at this point. Grayhound have a very good idea that this is either going to be a playthrough mid on Ali's spot or a B exec, and with the exec, it's just this AK. So this should be a good round for Grayhound.
Inz is very low, 32 HP, and playing this range against some pistols. This could go wrong real quick if Sicko can't trade. There's that swing off the contact, and cave control is going to be locked down.
That's very nice. At the 1 minute mark as well. Now I just want to try and get the low HP player Inz out of the cave if possible.
Yeah,
it's quite difficult.
Perfect though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just block, you chill. The biggest problem that happens there is Inz takes a kill, Sicko swings in, dies instantly, and then they take down Inz after. So, okay.
That's the AK.
They'll be in for a plant here because Liaz will not overextend from main. He should let them in, right? This is going to open up about 180 of the angles here that FURIA have to deal with.
Yeah, that's a good point. Doesn't want to risk giving up another rifle here.
Fight.
A keeper, he's low HP, he's done for. Inz. This is the eco, essentially. Bear in mind, 1 AK-47, no Kevlar otherwise.
He just shot at his teammate! He just shot at his teammate!
He actually did, didn't he? Dinked him, I think.
I don't know if he hit, but he shot at his teammate, right? I'm not blind.
You're not blind.
We'll get the
happened.
replay.
That is unfortunate. Revealed his position before he saw the 2
But
lined up.
you can see your teammates'
Come
name
on,
for the wall
Vexite.
these days.
Hold up.
If anyone's doing it, it's this man. 1v3. Big damage on those T's already. Fallen, worried about that Ninja coming through. Tapping again. Plenty of time to play with here. Has that kit. Can save himself a couple of seconds. It's all on Art, though, as you mentioned, coming in from CT. The tap, the smoke, it's gone.
Done.
And Vexite's looking just to save. Won't be allowed to.
Mac,
And
come on, man.
FURIA
When I get disappointed about that, that's got to be fair. That's got to be fair. Surely I can get upset about that. How are they mad at me for getting upset about this?
It's the way that you are disappointed.
But that's how everybody should feel. Look!
Because we're all heartbroken.
I'm out.
And I feel like...
Chad, yeah.
I feel like we don't want to...
He did give up his spot completely with the fucking M4A4 as well.
Oh, man.
That is a rough one. that is, you hate to see it, unfortunately. It makes my heart bleed. Can't imagine how you guys feel.
That's the punishment.
And now it's the eco return as well. Oh no, they're fully invested, my bad. Okay, this could be where the wheels fall off unless they can pull this round off. It's a nice amount of pressure applied towards the B lane. They've actually got somewhat of an advantage here. The flashbangs in response are decent, but the shots are better. Yuri will find the first frag, and it's Sicko up next to the chopping block. He does a little bit of damage, but has to fall back here. Mid-control granted towards FURIA once again. Bear in mind, it's 2-2. The force buy of the Australians here. Very important round as we see them enter another 5
He shot at
versus
his
4.
teammate.
I know. That wasn't... It wasn't ideal.
There.
It was early days, you know. It's early. It's, what, 11 a.m. or something?
You can see the thing above their head through the wall.
Yeah, I know. I made that point is that you can see the names now. Like, what, the last 2 years, you can see everyone's utility name through the wall, right?
Yeah.
So...
It's not going to be cleared on the short side of Cheetah. We'll go for 1-for-1, which makes it still achievable. You can see Yuri very low here on 3 points of health. And FURIA, they're just going to group up here, B.
Here we go. No, there's a chance. This one is not done.
I'll give it the sauce, Henry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Grayhound on their knees. Desperate for this round to go in their favor. FURIA starting to gather momentum. They execute in towards B. One man can stop them. And that man is going to be Liaz, waiting for his moment to strike. Unfortunately, he has been smoked off, but there it is. The Alistair scout shot does connect, and we've got a real chance here. The CT's causing some damage, and Liaz will strike. They've got the man advantage. The bomb has been planted. We're down to the 1 versus 1, and Alistair, The captain will have to deliver a hell of a performance. Upgrade to the AWP. One shot will do it. Baits out. KSCERATO with the AK-47. And they've done it. The must-win round is converted. The Australians are back on their feet, Chad.
An emotional roller coaster here today. The up, the downs, the all-arounds.
Let's do some maths. So that's 3 rounds for Grayhound.
Okay.
2 of them were with pistols.
That's good.
With pistols against rifles.
Okay.
That's a 2 out of 3 strike rate. But now we just need to clean it up on the rifle rounds, on the full buys.
Isn't it the standard trope, though? You know, like teams like stop buying the rifles, just use the pistols. You play more unbridled. You're more aggressive. You're more in the face. The tags, it worked out. Like we had scrappy Counter-Strike all day yesterday. I think we're going to get a whole lot more scrappy Counter-Strike again here today.
Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely getting it so far.
This is what we want. Something a bit more exciting, in your face, packing a punch, Tech 9s.
Well, there's been some
Mac
real
10s.
desperate rounds, but most of them going in favor of the team that needs it the most.
This is the Bigo here.
But he's going straight in.
They're setting up the B execute once they get
Look
lane
at the
control.
bombardment of utility here over the top. Grayhound looking to challenge these B lanes once again. In says, set himself up a grenade. Needs to be careful. The flames touching his toes there.
Here's the execute. Should be coming any second. Chelo's looking ready. Call for the nades. Here they come.
Super hungry with that Tech 9. Sicko, oh, gets into a nice position. Unfortunately, he swings
Here
back
we
out
go
to the
again.
open. He couldn't see a thing.
Fuck all your seatbelts.
That's it. Whole lot of chaos about to ensue here on that B site. Mac 10 coming through, and Art is just pushing, which is what he's known for. 3v5 now, and how can the Hounds get back in the round here?
It's over.
This is quite the game of Counter-Strike we've had here so far.
What a start.
You can almost see how the rounds are like going to end before, because like all that was just a flash and a sicko. Then the desperation push. They have to push the deep B lane smoke because they've already given up full sight. They're locked off caves.
Still here in some capacity.
He's
Looking for some exits,
surely.
but you're the ones with nothing going forward. And nothing will remain, as Zins will be dropped regardless. Liaz needs a double frag here. Should be able to get that second. Can't quite control the garden hose. And we'll see Alistair survive with the AWP. Bear in mind, loss bonus. Pretty much bottom of the barrel there. I think it's $1,400. So they'll have absolutely nothing going into the next round.
The next, so
yeah, you have to buy. Like,
Yeah,
you've got an Alistair orb, he can
the
drop like an MP9 or a FAMAS at the top end, I suppose.
That theory was probably just get as many guns out of the hands of FURIA as possible, right? Try to keep that economy at bay so the B side long-term gets ruined here in the half.
Yeah, no, you're bang on. But this is one of the things. They've made it work with less in previous rounds. So I guess it's all about the AWP.
Alistair made it work with Scout before.
That's true.
So now he's got the AWP. So surely, if anything, logic dictates they should be winning this one. He's going to be tested once again at this B ramp, and he knows he has to work for the pick as well. Active, looking for a fight. Stepping into more vulnerable positions now. He can be taken down very easily. Needs to convert and caught off guard. It will be Yuri to crack things open once again, scrambling for the AWP. If anything, that's offering themselves up, as Yuri will confirm the B side is open, and they might want to consider saving the little they have. I suppose that's a chance, as Inns will find a shot on the extremity. That's towards A main. I'm not sure what Art is up to there.
Yeah, okay.
What's the
well, it's actually probably not a bad thing having him off on the lurk, right? Like, because this is one of the things I always used to talk about as Happy back in the day, right? It was so telegraphed with Happy, you knew that he was going to be lurking, right? Whereas Art's the opposite, where Art is,
you just don't expect him to ever be
some follow through or him building some space for the rest of them to use. But here on the other side of the map, it's like, oh, Art's lurking. That's a bit odd, right? So maybe he could catch some timings, but at least he gets some early information that they can try and close down on these last 3. They don't have to overcommit for the save. You're probably happy keeping Grayhound in this position, right? With the loss bonus, as you mentioned, they shouldn't buy into the next. They should just carry through with
that's
these
the thing.
upgrades.
The fact you've saved 2 rifles now and
Yeah,
an
it might
upgraded
pay
pistol,
you in.
it might tempt them to
And
go forward.
He's got that deagle he can drop across as well. So
yeah, I think that actually is a good point. Like this could be false hope for Grayhound, thinking it's worth a buy.
There could be a FAMAS dropped if they wanted and go into another scout. But I think sensibility should prevail here. You should just use what you have, take the save, and then buy into the next as a full. Because at this point, fighting for the control of the economy has been lost. Right? They've already beaten you in that regard. So the fact that they've been able to get the double up, this is really rough for Grayhound.
Does Grayhound play over coach, or is he?
No, it was Kingfisher. What happened with the Kingfisher stuff here?
He's helping out bloody
Vertex
every now and then. He's been around. I think he was helping the Australian team at the other thing that's going on at the moment.
I said if Dexter joins Grayhound, I'll coach him.
Okay.
But then he's in Fnatic now. I didn't think he was going to get another European team. Well, here we go.
Another chance.
Ooh, good position to have this 5-7. Nice. Distance, unfortunately, there's going to be no follow-up, and that's going to be one of the rifles hitting the ground and probably the round in the bin as well.
Good basics, though, right? You know, covering off on the angle, having the AWP posted on the line for the swing, making sure they were ready to deal with the wombo combo, not getting lined up. So good stuff for FURIA there. Should be 5-3.
on the
Why
other
don't
side
they
of
have?
the
Why
map.
don't they have a coach, Mac? What's going on?
I think they just... Last time I spoke to them, they think they play better without a coach, right? So
Okay.
when
Interesting technique.
when they had Kingfisher, he would do a lot of the study for them.
So like an analyst.
Yeah, like an analyst, right?
Sure.
But because he was doing it all, the boys were kind of lacking. And maybe when they do it themselves, they feel like they play better and they take it in.
Well, they should all be doing it, the coach and the players.
Yeah.
So essentially what you're saying is you don't think that they're as hardworking enough when they have a coach?
I think they are looking for one at the moment. Last time I
Okay.
spoke to them, but it's just, you know, trying to find the right fit.
I even said I go into their games when I'm at home and they're practicing in Oz and I can jump in from here in GoTV or whatever and jump in TeamSpeak. But
Well, they're just there. You can go and let them.
Yeah, actually, take that headset off. Go jump
I
in that
mentioned to
server.
them in Katowice at the start of the year. I said, I'll come jump in, boys. I'll watch the games. I don't even have to say anything. I can just be there. You know, if you want the feedback, you can have it. It's just, you know, maybe they don't
Oh, it's technical timeout. I'm going to get a hold of one.
All right, there you go, Henry.
I was practicing for this. I'll let you have a crack
Let him have
at
a
this,
crack.
because
Like, I cheated yesterday.
I feel bad about the badge differential right now.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't feel too bad about us around here. We're all right. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
We're happy. Basically, this is essentially this whole concept. It's like make a wish, but
Yep.
for Trace. So we set up this whole camp theme for Stunner because
okay.
he wanted to feel like he was in control of the whole
Oh, he's
thing.
actually nailed that.
Oh, you
first
did it?
go. Congratulations, you got yourself your first badge.
Well, I think Max said it live on air right now, so I think it's done.
Yeah.
You did it. We got a badge.
You did it, and it was hopefully recorded somewhere on one of the cameras.
Yeah, if it was, it was. If it wasn't, it
Then
wasn't.
Unlucky.
Yeah, but we saw it. So great job, Henry. And you're back just in time.
Also, sorry, Team Strike, for doing whatever the hell I just did.
That was charity from you.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
little bit of
Backside,
charity, little
out,
bit of
around the thick of mid. Behind the smokes, tucked in, the young gun, the young blood. Ready to find some of exactly that. Smacked away. KSCERATO blindly through the smoke. He's going to find the opener. The guns are back out, but Grayhound down a man.
That's one of the big guns gone as well. You can see Leaz down on the Famous. Inns already chunked down to 23 points of health. And from the 4v5, it's not looking too likely for Grayhound, but we'll see what Sicko can pick up at Red Room here and how he's going to be able to play with Leaz to hold down mid.
We can't flash and push that. There's no way. They're gonna. He is. Guys.
It's ambitious.
Better be the
Okay.
best flash I've ever seen.
They need a frag in return, don't they? So need to do something for it. Thinking better.
It's going to
with
be
the
too
smoke
late.
down.
It's too late.
Yeah, call it off.
That's a freebie. Oh, I was going to say, if he pushes that smoke, there's a chance.
Sicko's committed here.
Oh, it's worked out. The
Yeah,
flash
that's
helped out a
interesting.
little bit.
If you just wait as KSCERATO, you catch him on the fade there.
Well, for now, 4 versus 3, 45 seconds remaining. Yuri with cave control, and we've got a very low Inns who's just stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's done for. If he gets one, it'd be impressive, but there's just no chance. He knew he was surrounded, and that might be the round in itself. We've got Alistair towards Donut, Leaz and CT Spawn. No way you can even consider this one. Lost bonus starting to rack up now. And yeah, that's going to be 4 rounds in a row for FURIA, taking us to a 6-3 scoreline.
Okay.
And losing these opening picks time and time again, they're constantly on the back foot financially. There's a few reasons. This is starting to unravel.
Well, the gun round they should have won is where they lost it to the Chelo
Yeah,
AK, and that is the pivotal round in this half so far, right? That is the
Exactly.
round that they're able to win, that they had all the advantages in the world, and they still dropped the ball there, and that's kind of sent them into this tailspin. So they had the hard force buy rounds or low buy rounds. They did the hard graph there. It was when they had to putt it in that they've dropped the ball, and now we're going to find themselves here staring down the barrel of being hunted. You're going to have to take another eco/partial buy now behind it if Alistair holds on to this, and before we see the guns come out again. So FURIA should likely be up to 7 before Grayhound get another decent buy to give this one a crack.
So,
Now, what we've been seeing from Grayhound, they've been putting the flashes onto some of the pistols, trying to set the rifles up in position.
Explosive in early mid positions around those fights. You know the FURIA guys are going to be there.
And that's what they're carrying across here. So there's 2 flashes on Ali. He can drop those across to someone. Last time, though, when they had that set up, it was over towards B, but FURIA hit A. So, look, you've got that 50-50 shot of putting the util in the right position, and a couple of deeks will come through.
well, here we go.
This is just more of an A-map scenario. Look, I'm sure this hasn't changed over the years. There's probably a bit more tact in where you find yourself in position. But when we would have these force buys or low buys back in the day, it was just essentially go to your positions or go to a position where you have the best spawn and look for a deagle pick, right? Because you don't have a lot to work with.
Don't mind this from Alistair. This boost could be quite tasty, you know. It's setting itself up. Yeah, I think he's got a guaranteed kill, I would say. chelo, that is, as he completely reads it and is ready for that one. He's seen these tricks before. Sika will pull one back, but bear in mind, he won't have Kevlar, so incredibly squishy, and will be trying to hold on to the M4, presumably, as they still have a couple more cracks here with the flashbang being deployed and unable to deny anything just yet.
That could have been a kill right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how low he is here. Sika on the back lines, relaying the information, the team now. Not sure exactly where FURIA's gotten off to.
If he goes too far forward as well, that M4 is not retrievable from the rest of the Hounds. But great patience from FURIA, just holding these lines. Art should see this in a moment, and that's that aim punch. That's the difference maker.
No Kevlar, and now it just leaves 2 players remaining, Vexa and Liaz, rotating from the A bomb site.
Good restraint from FURIA, right? We're talking about in the interviews, you're seeing from Fallen, talking about, you know, obviously the input of Art, and he's got good ideas, and it's the blending of the 2 different styles together, and that's going to take time to make it work. But the fact that Fallen has just kept them chained here after getting into the site, getting both entries, and then calling pause for the better part of 40 seconds.
Well, bear in mind, it was a bit too chaotic at the start for them. Like on their anti-ecos in the first 4 or 5 rounds, lots of fast mid plays, and then they're getting caught off with the flashbangs and realizing that Grayhound have got these flashbangs to counter those sort of plays. They have slowed it right down. They have looked more methodical since then. So yeah, that's a good point.
Watching the FURIA game yesterday, you can see they were doing the same thing as they are today, right? Going for those aggressive maneuvers, then pumping the brakes. But Movistar, either their game plan that they came in with or just the way that their play style works, was able just to counter it so much better than what we're seeing at the moment from Grayhound. But it is still early days. You know, you'd hope that everyone's coming in warmed up at midday here in Malta. I have a theory that when Grayhound has the earlier time slots, they generally play better.
Okay.
And
all right. What
so
is this theory predicated on?
Well, usually it's when they come across a little bit jet lagged. I remember at the major they had very late games.
So you're saying, okay, they're waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they're rolling out, and then it's when they're at peak frag and come lunchtime. Okay. Yeah. That's it. All right. All right. I can see some logic behind that. This will only be the first tactical timeout called from Grayhound here.
Well, yeah, like we said, they don't have a coach, right? So I guess
it's all ins.
Yeah, exactly.
So you do it as a unit here. Ins are still in game leading, right? Yeah. Okay.
Is that's Grayhound's coach? So that's Grayhound's coach.
Should we give him a name? Left, right, out there.
Left back in the changing room.
Didn't make it.
Call him Laro. LRO.
So you said I've always just thought Alistair was the captain of this team. I guess that's the kind of image.
He's the emotional captain.
Right, but it's In's the in-game leader.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The in-game leadership also changed hands a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's been with Ins for more recent history.
Yeah, and because of that, when they don't have a coach like right now, there is more of a brains trust. So more people might do a bit of talking, especially in those timeouts there. You know, Liaz, he's been around for a long time.
This is aggressive. They missed the molly.
Missed molly. And, well, unfortunately, not a missed shot.
This is the first buyback, and they've already lost a kill.
They've lost everything as well. They've nothing.
Still scrambling.
You've lost a pick towards B. They've committed in towards A. Oh, missed smoke, though, towards spawn, and they've actually pulled one back here. So a little bit too cavalier from FURIA, overstepping the mark, have actually given a frag back in return, and now they need to transition the bomb over. It's in T-spawn right now. You can see there's a lot of work to do still. In terms of utility, they still have the majority of their smoke, 3 to be exact, and I think CTs need a bit more information. They've confirmed that B is clear. They might want to start a flank maneuver as well towards that elbow position. In's considering it.
Inns would have heard the rotation through spawn. He was running through the water. Close side as well.
Oh, that's the kill that maybe decides the round. Because now you've got a very difficult rotate with no flank available. The bomb's going to be planted, and they still have 2 smokes on the T side here, Chad. So as soon as these choke points are smoked off, you're going to have a very difficult time retaking it. Here they come now.
Looking to go in, trying to bust through the smoke Ins. He's got a molly to throw towards the big box. Just trying to stop him dropping out, but he's not going to be able to make his way through the smoke. And you're looking at the money.
The late smokes are brutal.
Yeah.
That's a death sentence.
That was a difference maker in that round for sure, because at that point, Grayhound still thought they had a chance.
But they waited until the bomb was planted before they even dropped the smoke. So that's another 20 seconds with the C4 down. So you have no choice. You have to run through those choke points. You can't wait 20 seconds, right? So, yeah, that is rough and very impressive from FURIA to even have the smokes available at that stage of the round.
Good comms. Vexite going to be able just to stab Art in the back, help keep Liaz alive. And far enough away to survive there in Red Room.
This is already pretty bleak, isn't it? Only 3 rounds. 2 of them, as you mentioned earlier, were from those lower buy scenarios. So the half has already gotten away from them here on what is their own map choice, right? We've got Vertigo and then Nuke. So
I guess the saving grace is it's a T-sided map to some extent these days.
Yeah, well, what happened yesterday was Grayhound managed to almost formulate a huge comeback on Ancient to bring it back against Gamer Legion. So maybe they're waiting for that second half. Wait until they're down.
All right.
They need that pressure.
Hope dies last, that we say around here, don't we, Henry?
They've got a couple of things to work with then. All right, so the T-sided map, and they are kings of the comeback. And here comes the aggression, though. It's Grayhound with the opening 2 frags. And chelo pulls one back here. Oh, Alistair overcommits, and now Fallen having his wicked way with them towards the B lane. The bomb is dropped, though, for now. Absolute chaos here on the B lanes. We've got Liaz remaining. Chelo and KSCERATO don't have to overcommit. They can pair up, work together. Liaz are in a prime position to do something with this. I like the maneuvers, the idea behind the play, hunting for information while remaining active, and going to have to check if they've gone towards the A side. He's lost all track of them now. That's the problem. He has to go check A. Here's the plan at least, and now can go back towards the cave, and no utility, 100 HP. Does he try and go for a spam at all? I doubt it.
Element of surprise. Works for the first. KSCERATO, though, has been clutching up a storm for FURIA. He's on the line, and Liaz has no read on that position, just trying to jiggle, trying to fade out that first shot, but he won't be able to react in time, and KSCERATO does it again for FURIA.
I like the adjustment from Grayhound. Not just sitting back, not resting on their laurels, taking those opening jewels. They got the first 2 frags in their favor, but just couldn't retreat, couldn't get out of the chaos. And then slowly but surely pulling the frags back. A beautiful shot from chelo towards CT spawn and Alistair. Like, that was wild.
I want to bounce something off Mac here. Tell me how this sounds. I feel that Inns has a much better understanding of what needs to happen in the meta, like the macro of the team.
Yeah.
Than everybody else, and it's very clear, like in a lot of the times they play. And I think one of the factors that's contributing to that here is he is 3-0 in opening duels for them, which he's the one calling these plays, these aggressive maneuvers for the flashes to come over. And, well, there's only 4 opening kills for Grayhound so far, and as I mentioned, Inns has provided 3. So just, obviously, he's the leader. It's quite clear that he's the one setting the tempo and the tone. The rest of them, like catch up as Vexite on the fade, gets a chance against ARP, but the AK will prevail on these light investments here. Yeah, they missed the molly on the B lane aggression twice.
Oh, Shadow's got it. Yuri.
They're getting mobbed up.
Nah, he's done a good job. On your point that you're asking about, I can see what you're saying, but I know that they are generally all on the same page. Maybe it's just the execution feels slightly off. Maybe, you know, FURIA watched this ancient game from yesterday, and they could be throwing something to maybe a little bit too similar.
It could be a game. Yeah, fair enough. I think some of the things when I think about teams and their complexion, especially from the smaller region, one of the things that I know happened to us and me as the leader especially is you can't see the forest for the trees. You're trying to plug holes in your ship while the sea's moving. Like, you know, it's getting further away. It's getting bigger, deeper. We're learning more about the world, and you're still trying to plug your own boat.
Yeah.
So you're fixing things that, you know, maybe will save you here, but in the long run are no good for the current meta. It's a difficult process to get through, especially when you only have the eyes in the server. I think that's something that the coach contributes here.
And I spoke to Ali earlier. He did say that Inns watched the demo. I get from FURIA yesterday.
Sure.
Right? But if Inns is the only one watching that demo, then maybe not everyone's on the same page.
And one of the things we had problems with as well is when you go, okay, hey, this guy plays here, he likes to do this. Some players take that literally and expect him to do that every round as opposed to taking it into some of the ways they clear or just a consideration, which counter-stratting is a hard thing to balance. That's why when you hear from teams, oh, we play our own game, it means you're not in your head about their reactions and their moves. But the players who can do it all are obviously going to be the better players, the better teams, because if you can look at your opponent, you can study the tape, and you can bring that into your own game, you will have an advantage.
Well, it's been a bit more of a subdued round here so far. No deaths, but that's about to change. chelo with the opening frag once again. Vexite will equalize. Favors FURIA, I'm afraid. It spreads that CT defense very thin indeed, but they'll still remain with 2 players towards the B bomb site as FURIA continue that push through cave. They're actually running out of utility. They've got 1 smoke, a flashbang, that's about it. This comes down to brute force at this stage. Starting to present some of that now. Art, the master of the opening frag. Can't quite convert just yet, but there it is. 3-on-3 and 15 seconds remaining. Sicko has to try and find one.
Wants to stop the cross of the bomb on site, but that's going to be the awkward.
Slippery.
Slow peek that. KSCERATO penetrating through mid-late. And it's Liaz you got to be looking at here. Vexite, or Sicko rather, just trying to stay alive as long as possible. But again, this time it's a 1v3 for Liaz. Gets past the first.
Same position.
Untouched. Oh, reads that from Art, and this time has an opportunity, but he can't land the final blow. KSCERATO gets the late trade.
It was one
Good
bullet.
attempt.
One bullet separating it. A round that really would have changed the kind of tide of battle, I think. In terms of the morale, the scoreline, that would have been massive if he could pull that one off. A 3 versus 1 One bullet separates him from glory, and a lovely backstab, as you might expect from KSCERATO here. Big spray down, leading Liaz in towards that K position. As you said, though, great effort. Can't take that away from him, and it's going to be the final round of this first half. The pick of Grayhound. And they'll be operating with more than I expected, to be honest with you. Rifles across the board, bare bones utility, and we'll see whether they can pull it off. No AWP, of course, and now missing a Liaz. Oh, God, Art just absolutely ruins them.
Everybody on FURIA has at least 2 opening kills other than Fallen. Art and Chelo have 3 apiece, and they're the opening pieces of this puzzle. So they're just owning them right now. Ragdoll and Grayhound, just 2 to find.
Bloody hell.
If we compare this game from FURIA to yesterday, like KSCERATO was having a scorcher yesterday, but today we got Chelo coming to the party. Today we got a lot of the FURIA members here having a party, and they're going to have a breather because it's time for the halftime break. We'll see you in a second for the second.
Oh, we're back from the break, and guess what? You did not miss anything at all if you're a Grayhound fan. Now, you've tuned in at the right time if you're a FURIA fan. There's an absolute shellacking on the cards, 12-3 on the T side of Ancient for the Brazilians. I'm joined by MacMate and Henry G to bring you all the action of this second half. Gentlemen, is it going to be a quick one?
I didn't think so. I feel like the passion, the spirits of Team Grayhound will pull through. They've got that dog in them, Chad. We know that. Oh,
yeah, right. Give us the bark, Matt.
A chance, I think. If they can win this pistol, even if they don't, if they get the bomb down, I think we're onto something.
All right. Give us the sauce, Matt. Give us the sauce. Let's go in hard with the pistol here.
I'll reserve my thoughts until the end of this pistol. Let's see what happens here. Sicko at the back of the pack, waiting for a push down mid, and it looks like FURIA are going to try to play for the retake, going real deep and short and long, and Riaz going for the deep smoke. Is going to be able to make it look good for a moment. Yuri,
straight into the blender, boys. Yeah. Not really going too well, is it? Because Yuri's now on for the ace. It looks like he might be able to pull it off. But pulling it back to at least a realistic scenario, they will have to recover the bomb, though. 3 versus 2. Alistair is low. 1 minute 15 available, but KSCERATO patrolling this area, not known to miss many bullets, and just locking them in now, hoping to force the fight while his teammates coordinate themselves in from B ramp. Here's him coming towards him, just going to fall back and buy space.
I love this. They knew that that flank was coming, but they're running at KSCERATO, and the man is not missing too much right now. Big damage onto Ali, and this plant is going to be hard to happen because there's a big flank coming through. Gets out just in time. How's the timing? Ali going to be able to pick up 1, but it's not enough.
We said as long as we get the bomb, right? That's what we wanted. Yeah, that's what I said. As long as we get the bomb, we're all good. So you know they're going to be buying up next round. They're getting the glills out.
But that pistol is so odd because essentially what they've done is they've taken a very on-meta pistol, which is smoke cave, smoke back lane, and you normally run up ramp and you push long side, right? And you go and you fight and you take control of the death.
Yeah, they've gone short side.
They've gone through cave, through their own smoke, up into the lane into Julie's. So they've tried to subvert the expectation so maybe the round looks a little bit different, or maybe they've called the round wrong or played the round wrong, because it looked really odd coming out of a grey screen into a site, straight into an aggressive fight. But regardless...
That's not the round that matters, Jack.
No,
you know,
this is the one that matters.
We said as long as the bomb was planted, you could see they were planting with conviction. They knew they had something up their sleeve where they could get their C4 down. We're going to see it come to fruition right now. Alistair waiting for the aggression. He might be right thinking there could be some because the CT's jumping up towards the ledge, Fallen waiting behind that smoke and are getting a ton of info.
So much respect coming through from Grayhound. They knew that that Molotov was coming through off the back of it, and there was no damage tick coming through. Fallen close with an MP9. It's where you want to be. He's got a little bit of cover, but that Galil looking a little bit better in the hands of Ali and Inns there.
Okay, well, this is still difficult to convert, right? They get 2 kills, the opening kills with the low HP of Inns and Liaz. Liaz down to 5. Inns still above the 50 HP mark here. But now it's about regrouping. In this push, it could be... Oh, he could get multiple kills here, Mac.
I'm worried.
Oh, actually, Chad's dead on. I reckon 3. First... And he got dinged in the process. It looks like we've done enough here, gents, as Yuri will be left in a 4 versus 1. He's on the wrong side of the map. The bomb has been planted. Chad, I told you, it's all about that second round force buy. And they've actually made it look very clean.
Backside's for free here. Hold up, he's going to run in. Yuri's going to take him down. Knifed out. That's a free kill. He's going to pick up a little bit of extra utility. No, he's not.
They haven't planted yet.
He's recycling some guns here. He's going to save. He's not going to go for this. 2 out of position. Doesn't have a defuse kit. So, okay, they'll get their 4th round. Do we count that as the 2nd gun round, or do we put that in another force buy category? Right?
That's a clean gun round. That's a clean round. That's a gun round.
We call it a gun round these days?
For the sake of this game, we're doing that's a gun round.
How Counter-Strike has changed.
Look, they're playing about a coach, Chad. Give them a chance.
They're doing it sideways.
Oh, I saw production gave him a coach.
It was a floating terrorist.
Oh, that's true. We have the technology now. AI coaches are a thing.
Hey, Rush, what would MC be saying during a game like this?
Well, sounding a lot like Mac, I imagine.
So hopeful, but still...
Hopeful, yeah. Like, then always saying, Grayhound are pretty sick, man. As always.
No, it's fair enough. All right, Inns will get the sweep, and all of the FURIA members will be eliminated there, which makes this conversion even more likely now.
Should be, like, this is much easier to deal with than the Galils and the Tech-9s. You're only going to have, what, Scouts... 5.7s, P250s, maybe a Deagle or 2.
1 M4 saved here is actually a problem. So the fact they get rid of everything, this is going to make life a whole lot easier. But, yeah.
It can fall apart. We've seen it fall apart. But I think this is going to be a clean one. I think Grayhound are actually going to find double digits here.
Okay.
Like, all jokes aside, I thought this would be a good showing. This is their map pick. It's a T-sided map. They've got the momentum now. If they can win this round, I think we've got a game on our hands.
It might be, but it's not a 12-3 T-sided. Like, it's like a 8-7, 9-6.
I know, but this is Grayhound. They don't play by the book, Chad. You know it.
Second half heroes, you know? Oh, running through a smoke on your own. That's never going to go well. And a rifle retrieved. How's KSCERATO going to play it? Won't be able to survive. Oh, salvage for a minute there. Every time something starts going wrong for Grayhound, I just feel like FURIA, they're so good at punishing them.
Oh. Relax, Ali. Pull back.
Yeah, good call. We'll get out of dodge. 1 HP for Fallen, who do well to hold on to this now. Have been cut off at the pass. Vexite in for the flank to take away both of these upgrades. Chelo, I can't believe he's ready for that. Sits him on the arse, finds a bit of an up. Chelo's having a great game. 17 kills for him thus far. 17 for KSCERATO. So you mentioned KSCERATO's performance yesterday. Good to see he has a sidekick today.
He almost dropped 40 on that nuke game against Movistar and lost.
That is wild. But it's good to see him back into good form because he was pretty rough around the edges. I know he was down with food poisoning the other day during the Pinnacle Cup match in the grand final where Gary, the coach, had to step in. So good to see that he's putting in this level because this is it. With KSCERATO, who is the best Brazilian player right now, there's not a conversation. And for this FURIA team to function, he needs to be playing at his highest of form. Now, versus a Grayhound, he doesn't need to be on his A game, but it's nice, right? It is nice. Yeah, it certainly helps. And for now, though, like we said, that was the force buy. They didn't get a whole lot done. They did save a little bit, though. We've got the Galil in the hands of Chelo. And like we said, he's had a great showing so far. Some very impressive shots. And a Fallen Scout is available. They'll pretty
have
heavy bingo here.
What should we on the bingo card?
Okay.
Hello.
There's the Mac-10. Farming. Fallen, just tanking the molly. He'll fall down. He's just gone the short way.
Okay.
Hot feet. Happy feet. Art, though, with the CZ on the short side of Temple. Could maybe get some work done. It's just all about when he picks his moment. And what's going to happen here? Chelo with this Galil is going to clear out the close angles. And Liaz over towards Big Box now. Should be able to swing off of the other boys' contact.
I like that you're not really sure which way this one's going. There's still a chance it could fall apart.
Can never be.
Mac just keeping the door open for the... And he's found two headshots from nowhere!
There's a shot. Oh no, he's got a triple kill with no armor and a CZ. It's all gone wrong. They've defused the bomb with a second to go. But it will be a clean round from Grayhound. Like we said, they lost the pistol, but they managed to win that second round.
Like you said, Henry, don't let me in here.
Okay, like I said, after they got that bomb down, there was a chance of a slight comeback here, and so far, so good. As Art will go down as well, but bear in mind, the money is starting to recover on the CT side. They will have a buy, but there'll be compromises, concessions across the board here. Art is entering the round with just an MP9. So, Orb Fallen. And he doesn't have enough of Kevlar, Chad. He's going to go for the old glass cannon. We don't see many of those these days.
We love to see it. It's showing the confidence here. But I don't expect Fallen to be into any of the early fights here. So let's see where he's postured, and let's see how Grayhound want to continue forward. Insta window smoke out the gates. It's going to be two over towards the B lane. Alistair and Vexite. Fight towards mid is coming here. They called it off. Okay. That's just the chip damage. You'd love to see that, right? These the HE's brought in. If the CTs want to go aggressive, getting them on a timing.
Ooh. Narrowly misses out there. Nice boost. And Alistair not dissuaded. Still looking for the first kill. Tries to time the shot, though. Gets nothing for it. And now Yuri using that information. Could be flashed in. Could go for the ramp assault. Getting in towards the smoke itself. And they've got heavy manpower on this side of the map. Art should be leading the way here. They are going to push. Send the MP9 in first. Does make a lot of sense. Dropping his utility, suggesting he's going to be setting himself up. Holding for the corner right now.
Flash up. Nothing off the back of it. Art happily tucked away. In Cubby on site there.
It's a nice smoke.
And they've got two of them left right now, so this is going to come down to which side of the Grayhound's affections leaning towards. Mid smoked off, the redeploy, KSCERATO on notice, spam through. They know he's up there, but the unconfirmed damage now. Out towards an ace split with 50 seconds left. Yeah, it's Fallen to defend as well. With the AWP, if he misses a shot, he's in a lot of trouble. Actually nails the first one, completely blind. He's done enough now. They can sacrifice the bomb site and wait for the retake to come through. No one has to overcommit on the rotation.
Just locking down that fall back of sight, and Yuri's going to start to travel forward.
Oh, no!
That timing!
Oh, Ali, able to answer with one of his own.
It's recovered somewhat, but yeah, an absolute disaster scenario here. Going for the plant, and it will go down safely. So the 4-on-3 short for FURIA, but still plenty of opportunities for now for Grayhound.
One flash on Ali. He's going to take a sharp line, but he won't be able to get out of the firing line of Chelo. Sicko stuck on site, won't do anything. And it's Vexite in the 1v4. The golden child of Australia. But what's he going to be able to do up against Brazil? The answer's nada. KSCERATO picking up another AWP there. saving that one for Fallen and picking up another round. So 3 strikes and you're out of Ancient for Grayhound. That's the first.
Could do a whole episode of What a Blunder from this game with Henry.
We haven't done an episode of What a Blunder this season, but yeah, What a Blunder is making the comeback.
We showed right there, we showed the timing of the quick change.
Oh, it was the nightmare scenario. The moment he goes off the angle, he gets to drop the bomb.
Yeah.
A couple of those.
You don't love to see it.
No, definitely not. And that might be a tactical timeout. Bear in mind, they don't have a coach, so I guess it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
It's only a 30-second breather, really.
I know, exactly. I would say that even when I think Rooster, the same story, they didn't take a single timeout last season.
Yeah, they were pretty infrequent, weren't they? This is the B-Rush, boys. Here we go.
Oh, picking up the pace. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. Chelo, util in hand. There's an opportunity that's missed, and he gets the gun out just in time. Able to set up this crossfire with Cave. Leah's the only one to find one. And FURIA are mopping him up, putting him in the mixer. Oh, and making
it's a kill there, maybe.
Tasty lunch for themselves. What can he do here? 21 points of health. 1v3 angle.
Yeah, well, he's locked in with the AWP. Fallen's at elbow, and it would take something miraculous to pull this one off of no bomb. Flashbang goes over, and dealing with that B-rush in emphatic style.
Hold up. This is true, Henry. People genuinely from Australia get upset that when I commentate their game.
Give me some of the examples of the comments. You say, what's the general sentiment? Like, Chad
let's check the forum.
Care enough? Or?
Wait, why not? How crazy are we here? No, it's not about caring. It's like they hate it when I cast the game because they feel that it's not giving them, what if any team was playing this bad Counter-Strike, I'd make sure I'd point it out. Like, this is not good CS. It's not good CS.
It has been rough. It has been rough to watch
it is, though. I think it's just like the idea that you're from Australia, you're a bit more forgiving, perhaps, and you look for the positives. Maybe that's what they're looking for.
Okay, so we just stick with the standard trope.
No, I'm just telling you,
thanks for flying halfway across the world to come here.
I agree with you.
16 to 6
I haven't
on
seen
your
the
own map
comments.
choice.
I guess I don't know how mad people are with you. Like, are they calling you like an idiot, or are they calling you just like they're disappointed in you?
Mate, we should be disappointed.
I know. That's
Vox Eminor died for this.
Hey, we've still got at least one map and maybe one more round.
No, you were wrong. We still got JKS.
That's true.
3v3.
It might not be done here. There's a great kill from Sicko, 3 versus 2, and a chance over KSCERATO, who's had a great game so far. Lovely conversion on the spray. The ads is low. It's all down to Sicko, really. He needs to deliver the goods here. Bomb planted. A little bit of utility left for Fallen & Co. They've got a smoke and an incendiary. HE might be enough as well to find the opening frag. That's been deployed. Doesn't quite connect. Will they be able to stay on the map of Ancient? Their pick comes down to the 1 versus 1. Make it 0. Fallen converts it. It's an absolute slobber knocker of a performance. FURIA will take the first map. 16 to 6, ladies and gents. Boys, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that was the type of Counter-Strike that we were hoping not to see today. There were opportunities here for Grayhound to make this one a little bit closer. The 1v3 they lost on the pistol round. A couple of moments there. Mac, you're the new resident Australian. What's the vibe?
Look, Australia, I think there's a little bit of room to improve going into map 2. But let's talk about FURIA. They play